Welcome back to another weekly grocery haul. I still have a whole bunch of meat in the freezer. I have a bunch of stuff in the pantry, so I really didn't need that much this week. And my nephew says hi. So, as always, we'll start with the produce. I have a bunch of apples. That's my snack of choice. I always have apples on hand, so if I have a sweet craving, that usually takes care of it. And then I have some snow peas, some sugar snaps, some broccolini, and some broccoli. I'm gonna do a few meals with some broccoli or broccolini with some sausage. I'm going to do a bunch of different bowls, like a rice bowl, noodle bowl, grain bowl with the snow peas and sugar snaps and the broccolini. I'm just going to use them in a bunch of different ways, and as always, the stems from the broccoli I'll use in a stir fry and things like that. Then I have a melon just for a fruity snack this weekend. My nephew was in the mood for some tomatoes, so when we have lunch, I'll give him some of those. I bought a whole bag of peppers because they were on sale. I only need one, I think, this week because I still have one in the fridge. Some chilies for a few things. Like one of the things I'm going to do is stir fry that with the sugar snaps and or snow peas and or broccolini or broccoli. Some potatoes to cut into wedges for tomorrow for a meal with some broccoli. Some garlic because I only have a few cloves left. Some onions because I always need onions. And I have some limes because I used the last the other day, so I always like having some citrus on hand. So produce this week came to 21 euros and 47 cents. Then we have some meat and dairy. I'm almost out of eggs, so I bought a whole thing. I still have a couple, but I'm gonna do some deviled eggs for a lunch on Monday. And like I said, I'm gonna do a whole bunch of different bowls. I want a fried egg on top, so I bought a whole container. And then for dinner tonight, my nephew wanted some toasties, so I have some cheese and some ham and some salami. He likes salami and cheese. I like ham and cheese. I got some grated cheese, some mozzarella, and some cheddar because I'm out of cheese, and also I want to make some quesadillas, so I have that on hand. Then I have some chicken breast for lunch tomorrow for sandwiches. And then I got some sausages for 2 meals this week, and I'll have that with the broccoli or the broccolini, the sugar snaps, etc. So meat and dairy this week was 17 euros and 30 cents. And then we have everything else. Like I said, my nephew wanted some toasties, so I have some bread, and I'll have some of that for lunch tomorrow as well. And my one bag of chips for the week, these are the twisty kind, we call them vocals, the paprika flavor. I got a bag of nuts because I like nuts. Just it's not super low carb, but it's lower carb than a lot of snacks, so I like having those on hand. And then I have my 2 bars of chocolate for the week, so those are for the weekend, just the milk chocolate with hazelnut. I picked up some harissa paste. That's just to have in the pantry. I don't know when I'm going to use that yet. Some sesame oil because I'm almost out, and I'll use a bunch for the bowls I'll be making for like the broccoli, the sugar snaps, the snow peas. So I got a bottle just in case it was on sale this week, so I might not need that bottle, but I might have to break into that, so better to have it than not to have it. And then I got some kimchi. I still have kimchi that I'll use for at least one of the bowls, but I saw these smaller jars, and usually when I buy it, I buy like the massive jars, and I'll have to eat a bunch of it within a week or two to get through it, so it doesn't go bad. Then I saw these smaller ones on sale, and I thought, let me just pick that up just to have in the pantry for quick meals. So all of that came to 10 euros and 29 cents, which makes the grand total for this week 49 euros and 6 cents. And converted into US dollars, that is $55.77. Now, if you like this kind of content, I do this every single Saturday, and if you would like to see how I get all these groceries by bicycle here in the Netherlands, I do these videos about once a month, and I'll probably film one next week depending on weather. So, and if you'd like to see what I do with all of this, every Sunday I do a Sunday prep day video where I prep for the week. So this week I think I'm just gonna hard boil some eggs and stuff them, or for deviled eggs. And I don't really have that much planned, I think, for prep other than chopping all my vegetables. But I usually make soups, stews, sauces, that kind of stuff. And if you'd like to see what I ultimately eat, once a month I do a video on here where I show you everything I eat in a day for a whole week. And we'll probably start filming that tomorrow if I don't forget. And you can also check out my Instagram where I post every single meal. So if that all sounds good to you, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Until next time, bye for now.